अरे किसान की मौतों से, अरे इस मनुवाद से, अरे व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी से, अरे फेक न्यूज से, अरे हेट न्यूज से, अरे हेट न्यूज से, अरे फेक न्यूज से, अरे भाईचारे के खिलाफ जो लड़ता है, अरे इस भाईचारे के खिलाफ जो लड़ता है, अरे मनुवाद से, अरे जातिवाद से, है हक हमारा, हम लेके रहेंगे, हम लेके रहेंगे। So I'm really thankful and good to see. I know that probably 90% of you guys are protesting for first time in US. That's a good thing, but you guys need to show up again and again and again. This is the fight across the world. Thank you so much. I would like to first invite Dr. Saud Anwar, who is the senator here from South Windsor.
What you're facing is a symptom of a broader challenge across the world. What is happening is the minorities in every community, minorities in every faith, minorities in all parts of the world are not being treated in a fair manner in the entire world. Wherever there is a majority, they start to mix their nationalism with religion, and that is a mixture which leads to a disaster. And then we are seeing that, unfortunately, some segments in the United States, but other parts of the world as well. And when you start to mix religion with nationalism, that makes the others who are not part of that religion get excluded. Our Hindu brothers and sisters who are in the majority in India, their faith does not allow to people to be hated or discriminated against. If you look at what is said in Gita, if you look at what is being said by some of the people, the preachers, and including Gandhi, he actually was saying that even one person is a minority, you have to protect that one person's right. And that is the India that the world has known historically, but things are changing so rapidly with what's going on with the current government that we need to actually make sure that our brothers and sisters of the other faith communities, of the Hindu community especially in this case, needs to be educated and shared with them that this is not what the DNA of the country is about.
Reverend Chris Solomon, he's the minister of one congregational church here. This church is here since last 2 centuries, and they have been doing tremendous work to bring the change in the society, especially in Hartford and surrounding community. Thanks for coming for such a short notice.
So for some of my friends who may not know the issue, you obviously do, you're here and you're mobilized. I want to let you know that I, Chris Solomini, Reverend of Avon Congregational Church, stand in solidarity with you. Because when anyone is oppressed, we are all oppressed, and we are all made less. I read from the New York Times, I take the source at its roots, that it's a pretty good source, that there's a new citizenship legislation called Citizenship Amendment Act. It expedites Indian citizenship for migrants from some of India's neighboring countries if they are Hindu, Christian, Buddhist, Sikh, Parsi, or Jain. Only one major religion in South Asia was left off, and we know that it's Islam. In New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has rounded up thousands of Muslims in Kashmir, revoked the area's autonomy, and enforced a citizenship test in northeastern India that has left 2 million people potentially stateless, many of them Muslim. I'm going to read it again. 2 million people potentially without a nation that they were born into. The law, which easily passed both houses of parliament last week, is the most overt sign, opponents say, that Mr. Modi intends to turn India into a Hindu-centric state that would leave the country's 200 million Muslims at a calculated disadvantage. Mr. Modi is quoted as saying the need of the hour is for all of us to work together. Yet, in New Delhi, police officers are beating unarmed students with wooden poles, dragging them away and sending scores to the hospitals. In Assam, they shot and killed several young men. His supporters see a future India as a place that emphasizes its Hindu heritage as much as possible and eliminates the special legal protections that exist for Muslims and other minorities.